Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to the very 79th hour of Adventurers Wanted Rebellion. Thank you. My name is Leo. I'm going to be your games master this morning. While this is not technically a relaxed performance, we are going to have the lights stay exactly like this, and we do have a relaxed attitude towards sound and movement from the audience for the benefit of those that would struggle to stay still or silent for an entire hour. If you do need anything, Naomi, our stage manager, is just over your right-hand corner there, right-hand shoulder. There will be some mood music, but it's not technically a relaxed performance because we will sometimes have special effects from Wilhelm at the back. And there we go. What is this? What are we doing? What's going on? I don't know. This is a tabletop role-playing game, which means the four people on the left and right of me control individual, unique characters in a fantasy setting. As the game master, I control the fantasy setting, the portals they're going through, the planes that leads them to, the antagonists that they're chasing down. And we try and to try and keep things fair, we interact with one another using dice. The most common die that we use is the 20-sided die, or D20, an icosahedron if you're feeling really nerdy. In general, higher numbers are better, lower numbers are worse, and anything above a 20 is really quite impressive, although our characters are getting to fairly high levels here in the 79th hour, so that might happen more often than you'd expect. Yes, so 78 hours of backstory. How to fill you in. The characters are members of a rebellion who, for the last 5 years, have been forced by this imperial cult empire to mine a mysterious ore. The cult's motivations was to strip mine pretty much their world to get as much of this ore as possible. And this ore has mysterious time-bending properties, as well as it's being very explosive. And it is this ore that is, of course, this ore is powering the portals that they're going through at the moment. Where we left off, they're chasing down the last remnants of the cult, having left behind their world possibly forever. They are trying to cut off the head of the snake and make sure that this doesn't ever happen again. Where we last left them, they were in Whitechapel. That was weird. We'll go straight back to that in a minute. But first, let's meet our players and their characters. So, starting on my right here, tell us your name, your character's name, their pronouns, and give us a little bit about where their head is at the moment.
My name is John, my character is Francesca, she is a rogue elf, she, her pronouns, and she is a mystery, because I'm not entirely sure what she's going to do. We'll find out together.
Okay, G.
Hi, I'm G, I go by he, him. My character is Harvey, also goes by he, him, and is a bird person, 5 feet tall, looks like a parrot, and has yellow and blue plumage, and also because of previous events has the spirit of a dwarf barbarian living inside him, and a bear paw print totem burned into the feathers on his chest.
Nice.
That is as cool as it sounds.
Hi, I'm Jamie. I am a he, him, so is my character, who is Barksby, who is a furbog, bovine humanoid, 7 foot, 8 foot tall, big guy. And he's a druid, so a lot of nature-based stuff. He's got a fascination with fungus and vines and plants, and he loves them so much.
I used to love vine. Sorry. Go on.
Hey, hey, it's coming back. It's Vine 2.0.
Hi, I'm Ed. I go by he, him. I'm playing a rogue elf by the name of Poise Holthead, also goes by he, him. Poise has been fighting with the rebellion for a number of years, usually as a lone wolf sniper. He wears a bandolier of grue skin. For those who aren't aware, grues are kind of perverted beings whose skin has kind of ruptured into spikes of almost, I don't know, something.
Black. In this world, we've actually been fighting Gru, so that works perfectly well. This sort of black fur, these tufts of...
Yeah.
And they're these lipless dog-like creatures with nothing but teeth.
Yeah, it's got to the stage now where Poise is motivated by nothing but seeing the end of this one way or another. He doesn't expect to get through the next hour, let's be honest here.
And he has caught up with the rest of them that have been running, as has Francesca, the two of them, pacing. They're naturally quite quick people, so they've been pacing their way through. What happened was you went through the portal at the top of the ziggurat and came out in a volcano, and then you went through the volcano and you came out in a sort of meadow with another temple in the middle of it, surrounded by forest. Fighting your way through the cults, you went through there, out into the plane of air, and found yourselves falling, but thankfully the druids managed to catch you and fly you up, where you came out in the Underdark, and thanks to some nifty spell casting from Harvey, were able to bypass the fire giant that was guarding the portal there, and then you came out in Whitechapel, essentially, but in a strange cobbled street with fog all surrounding you, and this horse and carriage with two men with strange tall helmets jumped off, and they're there currently screaming, hugging each other on the floor, as they've seen your party and the cult just barrel through their existence. and the last thing that we saw was everybody go through the portal in Whitechapel, and you have come out floating.
Oh.
Far below you, far below you, is a planet, and all around you are stars. Ahead of you there, you can see Zuctus. He's stood, this mage that they're trying to kill, the leader of the cult, stood with his curiously wide smile, and he is at the portal, but he is not travelling through it yet. Can I get perception checks for everybody, please? Six.
10.
Am I next to this?
No perception.
This one here.
Oh yeah, that's 25.
25. 10, sorry.
14.
14, okay. So the three of you who didn't get 25, for your visuals, you're essentially floating in space with the planet that you came from down below you. You can breathe. This is some sort of magic, illusory plane. That's what you pick up with the 25, that this is a construct. This is not actual real space. However, now that we've got the visuals in check, bear in mind that none of your characters would probably have any idea what space is, or indeed that the planet they're on is round. So just remember that.
What is this heresy?
For your role playing?
I mean, being a bird person, I just assume I'm really high up in the air.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Yeah, absolutely.
I've never been this high up before, but
And
not like I don't feel in danger because of it.
And indeed, what is around you is sky. And you've seen a night sky before.
Yeah.
Like, you've all seen the night sky before. You recognise that. Francesca, you hear the priest sort of rasping from the portal. Look upon it. Look what danger you have wrought to your world. And the world the planet is actually collapsing as you watch, becoming smaller and smaller, and then imploding in a point. And just when you feel like you're actually in danger, the implosion rewinds and the planet grows again. And this cycle just continues, never ending as you watch. Stop now, or my master will start to get upset. And with that, he throws himself backwards through the portal and disappears. Oh yeah, Barksby's a giant eagle. Forgot to mention that.
Oh, okay.
He uses his nature magic to change form. That's what he's done at the moment.
Oh, okay, so temporarily.
Temporarily
Your
a
normal
giant
form
eagle.
is verbal.
Yes.
Got it.
Well, I'm not stopping.
Okay.
I'm this far. Hold me back.
How are you making yourself move?
I'm walking, but it's just not going anywhere.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
very confused about this.
As a scout, you're used to being able to have the lay of the land. In fact, that's what you do. And you're trying to run towards this portal. You're used to being incredibly fast. You're just floating quite serenely, kicking your legs in nothing.
I'm getting faster, and I'm getting really confused why no one else is moving. Eventually, I turn around and look and see that the portal hasn't moved anywhere, and I kind of stop in just kind of bewilderment.
I know how I could move.
Okay.
But I'm going to see how... If Barksby will know how he can move. 13. If I was to throw Locke back through the portal, the opposite actions of force would send me in the opposite direction.
Sure. You chuck Locke back through the portal to Whitechapel.
No, well, I chuck him towards the edge of the portal so he can be caught on the edge.
And Locke goes, "Oh, thanks very much, mate." Yeah. As you begin to propulse yourself very slowly, to be fair, towards the other portal. You're willing yourself to go faster. You can feel almost Zuktus getting further and further away.
I mean, I just try flapping my wings. What effect does that have?
It has about as much effect as Poise waving their legs about does.
Okay.
You're a bit more used to this, kind of. So flapping your wings does sort of propulse you a little bit, but the wings coming down then sends you back the other way, and you're stuck in a sort of inertia.
Hold on, I've got an idea.
As you're floating away.
Are
you still a giant eagle?
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to turn back into a furbog.
Okay, so as you watch, the giant eagle's wings become these arms, and its claws and talons grow longer into these hooves, and the bovine humanoid creature, 7-foot furbog, reappears.
I'm going to thorn whip back to the port we came to.
Okay,
Try to drag myself over.
sure. Roll an attack roll.
Ooh. What's the numbers? 14.
14. Okay, it's not moving in space, so that's fine. Would you like to narrate your thorn whip for us?
So vines come all wrap around his arm, wrapping really tightly, and out shoots a thorn vine whip, which wraps around the portal and drags him in Spider-Man style.
Yeah, sure. And then the vine retracts itself and
Yeah.
pulls you in towards, like a slow Spider-Man.
Pretty much.
Pulls you in towards the portal.
And can I line myself up so my party is between me and the portal?
Can I get a collective athletics check? I mean, they don't know what you're doing, so they're sort of floating disparately.
7.
7, 8, not looking good, Barksby.
14.
14. I mean, Poise is quite athletic.
I've got 8.
You got 8. What's your plan? Because at the moment they're sort of floating in 3 different directions, and it's going to be difficult to line yourself up.
Just so long as I can get them so that they're roughly in the direction of the portal between me and them. And then I'm going to send a thunder wave out to project them.
Okay, so you align yourself back behind the portal.
Yep.
Francesca, you're floating upwards. Poise, you're floating sort of down and to the left. And Harvey, you're sort of floating straight ahead, but veering right ever so slightly. And as the slow vine whip retracts back in and you line yourself up, suddenly he attacks you. And how does your thunder wave appear?
So spores collect into a tight cluster in front of me. And then I breathe on it, and they all just jut out. Clap.
Con saves from everybody, I think. Is it Constitution?
Yes.
Yes.
15.
Oh,
I mean, roll damage, Jamie.
12.
2. So
Well, they all
that'll be
fail.
a failure.
That's good.
What, did the
I got-
15 fail?
No.
Yeah, that's 16.
16.
Damn it.
That's a good thing that you failed. Because if you don't fail, you don't get pushed.
Okay.
It's true.
11.
11. So you all take 11 thunder damage. And you are pushed, spiraling in place out towards the portal, generally. Although you're all still moving in your disparate directions. So that was Barksby's plan. Does anybody else have an idea?
Are they getting close to the portal?
Yes, more or less.
Then it worked.
Sure. They're moving at a speed of 10 feet every 6 seconds.
How
So,
far away from the portal are we?
About 120 feet. As it has been before.
I've got a short bow.
A short bow, yeah.
So if I were to fire an arrow, would that help change course?
You could try it.
Okay, I want to fire an arrow.
Off to the left, so you veer back in.
Yeah, I want to. I turn. Can I turn as I'm floating?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You've got
so-
core muscles. You
yeah.
can spin
So,
yourself
yeah.
around in place.
So I turn. There's nothing to stop me turning once I start. But as I get with my back to the portal, I take my short bow and I fire an arrow in
Okay.
the opposite direction in the hope that there will be some kind of.
I guess roll an attack roll just to double check that you don't hit something
Okay.
that you don't want to hit.
Would that be dexterity or strength?
It should be on your sheet there under
Oh
attacks.
yes. Sorry.
No, first sheet. First
yeah,
sheet.
Just says +8.
Yep. So just add that.
Okay. That's a nat 1. So.
So who did I say was right next to you? It was Harvey, wasn't it?
No boy.
So
Sorry.
Harvey, can I get a dexterity save from you, please?
12.
12. Okay. I'm going to say roll damage and you take half this. So
Okay.
what happens is Poise, as you watch, is doing some really heavy thinking. And he's there like, wait, if I do this, and he pulls his bow, he doesn't seem to realise he's
Yeah.
pulling his bow and pointing it towards you.
Just as it No, stop!
And just as you say stop, you manage to twist your way out of the way, and the arrow
Yeah.
just cuts across your
So
chest.
it's 1 + 4.
So you
five
take
plus-
2
yeah,
damage. We'll call it slashing damage.
Yeah.
As this arrow just cuts across your feathers on your chest. It didn't work very well.
I'm just kind of. I'm standing in the same direction, but I'm now spinning.
Yeah, you're
Just kind
just
of looking ever so slightly more.
roll a
forward.
Constitution saving throw.
That's a 4.
A 4. You're getting quite nauseous at this point. We'll come back to that.
Did it work though? Is he moving towards the portal?
Like a little bit, but he was trying to course correct. And it just, I mean, the course has corrected, but you're still floating towards the portal. Eventually you'll get there
Right. Francesca's feeling,
in a few
is
minutes.
feeling very frustrated that her usual rogue abilities are of no use in this plane. I don't know. So is it worth trying that as well? Like kind of being inspired by that?
No.
Rolling a 1.
Poison's specialty is no. You might want to
Barksby,
get like.
have you got any other bright ideas?
Well-
Harvey? No?
Is the edge of the portal solid?
I
Yes.
only have one idea,
Ooh.
which is trying to fire. Basically the same as the short bow. The short bow has given me the idea of trying to do the same thing with guiding bolt magic spell.
Okay.
Do magic spells cause an opposite reaction?
Well, I mean, your Thunderwave definitely does.
Well, no, it specifically says it pushes people.
Yeah.
But you mean does it push you back? When
Yeah.
you
I would say, like, if there is a force, if there is a concussive blast happening with the spell, it makes sense for it to.
But magic's
Push
weird,
people.
man.
I know magic's weird.
Does that mean you got fired back?
Oh, and the plane that you're floating in at the moment is completely normal.
Well, I mean, within the realms of physics, yeah.
Fine. You've got atmosphere.
This is true.
So on my spellcast, I rolled 12.
12? Okay, yeah. So what were you aiming at? Just backwards.
Backwards, being careful as possible to make sure I wasn't firing it at somebody.
Correcting for inertia is difficult, all right?
That's true.
Yeah?
Yeah, you fire the guiding bolt and you do feel a little bit of a jolt and you do speed up a bit towards the portal.
As a powerful build Furbolg, I would like to push as hard as I can off the portal.
Roll an athletics check.
Oh boy. Oh no. 5.
So you push with your ankles and just very delicately, very, very gracefully start drifting towards the other portal behind your compatriots. If nobody has any ideas, we can just say that you take a couple of minutes to get there. So it's up to you guys.
I was just
Francesca
gonna...
tries swimming, but that probably doesn't do very much.
Roll an athletics check. We'll see. Nope.
Nope.
Doesn't do very much.
That is a 5.
It was a 5. There we are.
Realising I've not done a very good job, I'm going to forward back and try again.
Okay. Yeah, I'll allow that just to happen.
Well, 12, I did better this time.
12. So the first time you push off with your ankles and you're like, oh, well, this is awful. You spin round in place, thorn whip yourself back into the portal, push off again, and this time you get a bit more speed and you catch up with your fellows and slowly pass them by, and you get to the other portal before them.
I'm going to start thorn whipping them over.
Absolutely. Roll attack rolls against whoever you're attacking. Who are you attacking first? Okay, so you thorn whip out Francesca.
That's 19.
19 hits.
Yep.
As this vine covered in spikes wraps around your arm and starts pulling you in. How much damage does she take?
I think she's mid breaststroke. Excuse me.
Oh boy.
God.
2.
2. So you take 2 piercing damage. It's more of a little yelp escapes your your mouth as you get pulled in to the portal. Are you going to do this with everyone?
Yep.
Okay.
That's higher.
For Harvey.
Yep. So that's 15 plus. Yeah.
Where does he hit you on this, do you think?
So now that I'm going towards the portal,
A
I've
little
just
bit
sort
faster,
of given up. So I'm basically upside down compared to everybody else. It gets me around the ankle.
Oh, right, okay, so the ankle is whipped by these vines
8 damage.
for 8 piercing damage.
Come on.
As I'm doing this, I'm so sorry, but we must go. Last one.
And finally for Poise.
Who, bear in mind, is still spinning at this point. Don't know why I'm reminding you, but...
14.
14, does that hit you?
No, I've got 16.
No.
Would he be allowed his dexterity in this one, in this space?
Yeah, I am. I should.
Okay, so if you remove your dexterity modifier from your armor class,
It'll be 11.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that hits then. So you wrap around.
You get 3 damage.
So the thorn whip again spikes it around your waist and starts pulling you in. Barksby has Spider-Man'd you all into position. Yeah, well done. That was pretty impressive. As you pass through the next portal.
Best use of cantrip ever.
Okay. As you pass through the next portal, you'll find yourself in a meadow again with a crag, what looks like a volcanic crag, sprouting out of the ground in front of you as you're stood. As you look around you, you seem to be, behind you seems to be, there's a very sort of aristocratic building. It looks palatial behind you, made out of this red sort of stone in equal square chunks. Can I get perception checks from everyone, please, as you've popped out into this new plane? Gravity works here, by the way, just...
I was going to say,
For that.
with gravity working, as soon as we pop out, I take off in there and enjoy flying around.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah,
Because that was really frustrating.
I'm going to take a Constitution saving throw and see how my nausea's getting on. That's a 2.
Okay,
So yeah.
Poise recuses themselves to throw up a little bit in the corner.
Francesca is mid-swim when she comes out, so falls, but roll to land, but only a 13.
13? You got a critical failure?
I'm patting myself on the back.
It's raining ever so slightly here, by the way. It's drizzling. It's that horrible sort of very thin drizzle that gets through your fur.
21 perception.
21?
11.
11. So, Poise, as you come back up from sorting your bowels out, you can see up on the very top of this crag, several hundred feet away, it would take you maybe a 10 to 15 minute run up this crag as a scout, is another green light right up on the top. And you can see with your elf eyes, thank you. With your elf eyes, you can see cult member after cult member going through the portal and disappearing. But Zuktas is right up there on the top, a tiny black figure. Human wouldn't be able to see this, standing, looking ready to receive you.
I narrow my eyes and cock my short bow. Not that I can hit him from here.
No,
I'm
you
just
definitely
ready.
go.
And then I tell the others.
Okay, so Poise gives you all that information. As an elf, Francesca, you can kind of see what he's talking about, more or less.
Story checks out.
Yeah. But what you saw through that, you were having a quick look at this palace behind you. There's a flag you don't recognise flying above it. That shouldn't be surprising, considering you've been plane hopping, essentially. And it's...
What's on the flag?
What's on the flag?
Yeah.
Well, the flag it's a very complicated design. It's an incredibly complicated design, broken into 4 quarters. The bottom left quarter is blue field with sort of a harp on it. The top right corner is a yellow field with a red lion rampant on it. Are you picturing it? Can you picture it? Well done, James. And the top right and top left and bottom right corners are both the same, and they're both red fields with yellow sort of cats on them. That's what you see.
I tell the others.
Okay.
Oh, that's an interesting flag.
As you watch, there are people scattering down from this crag. Lots of them in these brightly coloured, sort of very thin clothes, armour, maybe not armour. Like it doesn't look like they're ready for combat at all. You clock them as commoners. They're running down in their bright pink, bright yellow, and there's bright blue, and they're all coming down in these sort of fabrics you don't recognise, with hoods pulled up, and 1 or 2 of them have walking sticks. They're all running from the top of this crag down the sides of the hill. I'm sure you've got the picture of where they're at now. Do you not? You're right? Huh? No.
I'm not good.
It's Arthur's seat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And behind you is Holyrood Palace.
Yep.
And the Queen's Inn.
Which part of Arthur's Seat are they at the top of? The
They're
very
at
summit?
Yeah, they're at the very summit. So as you're stood, off to the right of you is the Salisbury Crags, and the line up to...
That's
up
like
the
a
hill
good
is-
hour trek up.
Yes, it is, but you're adventurers, not humans.
So our goal is to get to the top of that portal. And,
I mean,
take out,
your goal is to follow
take out
Zutas.
Sunshine.
Yeah, being told that he's up there, I just fly up.
Okay, you're just going
I
up
just
on
head
your own.
up that way. Yep.
Okay, fantastic.
Shall the rest of us head on up?
Keep it
Can
a
I
bit
see
of
the-
distance from him, but like,
Sure,
I
the
want
bird-
to know more about what's happening up
You
there.
hear shouts from the commoners as this bird creature flaps back up. You get the impression they've never seen anything like you before. As you fly up the side of this small mountain, sort of big hill, you can see Zuktas clocks you. He knows exactly where you're at.
Is there another portal up here?
Yes, there is.
Can I see a tablet that might be powering this portal?
No, not from here.
Is there any way that anything that to me looks like it might be powering the boat.
Roll a perception check.
9.
No.
Okay.
What's everyone else doing as Harvey flies up into the air?
Should we get cracking?
Can, yeah, I like to. Can I try stealthing?
Yes, you can try stealthing. Yep. Are you both doing that?
I think given the number of commoners about, I'm just going to go for speed. I'm just going to...
You're just going to pace yourself out. Yeah, absolutely.
Bowling ball through.
Francesca just pushes people out. Get out of the way!
You don't understand.
Sprinting up the side of the...
Modified 20 on my stealth.
Modified 20 on your stealth. Yeah, you managed to find some very long grass and duck down into it. You're used to being moving without being seen, and these commoners don't see you at all. But Francesca is just pacing it out in front of you.
I'm about to give the fright of my life to these people.
What are you going to turn yourself into there?
Well, I can't wild shape anymore, so it's going to have to be a polymorph.
Okay.
This athletics is going to be really great. So a T-Rex.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Before I do, I was like, "Don't worry, we're here to help."
Okay. And the cow creature turns into a T-Rex and
Starts charging up the crowd.
You hear a small family off to your left who've rolled really well on the wisdom saving throws. Goes, do you think it's a promotion for a new Jurassic Park? And can I get athletics checks from everybody who's not flying? 11.
Oh, that's a 3.
3.
Damn it.
Critical success.
Critical. And the T-Rex just starts bounding up the side of Arthur's seat. And
I think Francesca's running up and she's like, what the hell?
and it just paces
With the natural
past.
20, can I pick her up with my mouth?
Yes, I want to ride the T-Rex.
Yeah, absolutely. Roll an acrobatics check
Alright.
for me then.
That is a 2. Oh, no, so
Can I
acrobatics is
try and
7.
assist and bump them onto my back?
That's
Yeah,
a-
you
sorry,
go.
it's a
Go.
7.
If you're trying to get them onto the back, you
Yeah.
roll with advantage.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's better.
14.
14. Okay, it's not pretty. it's not Legolas pretty,
But it's so cool.
but you do get flipped onto the thing's back, and your belly is like straddling the back, and you're like, no, hang on, I got this, and you just managed to turn yourself up onto. And now you're riding a T-Rex. You're riding a T-Rex. Harvey, you see all this happen below. You can't see where Poise has got to.
Okay.
But you can see this abomination happening as the commoners scatter left and right. One of them just falls down a cliff because he's trying to get out of the way.
I hope the Queen's not the
Well,
Wait,
everyone drink.
did you say the flag was up, right?
The flag is up. Yeah.
That means the Queen's in the
Yes, it does. Yes, it means that. The
Oh
Queen
my
is at-
god.
She just peeks out through the curtains.
Can I? Is
Oh
I
my.
forget the sorcerer's name. What's his name again?
The sorcerer at Locke.
No,
got rid of.
no, the one that we're
Oh, the druid. Oh, the sorcerer. Sorry. Yeah. Zuctus.
Zuctus. Does Zuctus seem to be doing anything?
They are stood there with this sort of crystal ball in their left hand and staff in their right hand, and they appear to be waiting for you to get within range.
Cool. I keep circling.
I love polymorph.
I'm not gonna. I think I'm just circling. I'm not engaging before
Okay.
everybody else kind of is able to engage also.
So there's a whisper in your mind as Zuctus looks up and has clocked you, and all of you hear this. But can I get a wisdom save from yourself?
16.
16. Yeah, you're fine. So what you hear is Zuctus, in his rasp, goes, "I have held the retreat No matter what happens to me now, Chargasks will be ready for you. You may kill me, but my master will destroy you. Yep, that's what you hear.
Did we all hear that?
Yeah, you all hear that.
Well, he gave us permission.
You're a T-Rex.
Yep, go for it.
We clock the T-Rex at 35 miles an hour.
So I think Francesca's going to ready her short bow if possible.
Okay.
T-Rex. Is that going to be feasible?
I think it's time to just roll initiative order. Do we think?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
10. Do I dex to initiative?
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Alright, that's 11.
That's 11.
Georgia,
for me too.
do you...
Dexterity
Okay.
modifier.
Oh, I do apologize. Who has the highest dex? I presume it's going to be
On the
Francesca.
rogue between the
I'm
rogue
plus
and the
8.
druid? I wonder.
I presume it's going to be Francesca.
No, that's for saving throws.
Oh,
so
right,
it's
sorry.
this one.
Oh, yeah, plus 4, sorry.
Harvey, what
Do you
did you
take
get?
the
14.
T-Rexes?
No, you got 14. That's good.
That's a good question. Do I take the T-Rex's dex or do I take my own?
Yeah, you take the T-Rex's dex.
Oh, then it's a 9.
It's a 9. Okay, cool. Does that change your initiative score at all?
9.
Oh.
Like that's fine on about it. It's got a dex of 10.
Right, well, he goes first then. So he holds the crystal ball up towards you, and the whisper repeats itself and becomes a cacophony in your mind, and he's going to use a psychic orb on you, which is a 15 to hit. Does that hit you?
I've got an arm class of 15.
So yes, it just hits you. You take 27 points of psychic damage as this cacophony in your head just grows louder and louder, and you can't handle it anymore. You can feel the very divide between your brain burning.
Dick.
Yeah, he's not a good guy.
No.
Oh, wait. Is it how many?
27.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a regular attack. That takes us to Poise. Poise, you are somewhat behind everybody else, but you are stealthed
Am I within range of my short bow?
with disadvantage.
Oh, okay. I'm going to stay stealthed.
Okay.
Because I move closer.
And move closer, so next turn you will definitely be within range to sneak attack. Somehow I'm not going to allow a sneak attack from the T-Rex riding.
What a tough DM you are.
He's distracted attacking me, though.
Nope. He's on a T-Rex, dude.
Well, the T-Rex
sorry.
can't stealth, but she can.
She can stealth, it's true. But it's up to her to see if she wants to do that. So it's
I'm
Francesca.
I'm either going to fire short bow down or leap off and try and dagger him. But I think let's stay on the T-Rex for now. Is that alright with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll short bow from
Sorry.
the top of the T-Rex. Yeah. Luckily, I've just seen I've got nature plus 11, so I think through a series of pats I can fail.
That's that one.
Oh, it's animal handling. That's only a plus 2. Okay, so all right, I'm going to.
I'm also not an animal, man.
That's
I don't
true.
know, are dinosaurs animals?
They count as beasts, but I'm still a furball inside.
Yeah, how much control do you have? Are you entirely?
Well, let's put it this way: I'm not going to rampage through and start breaking down fences and start
Is-
eating people while they're on the toilet.
Is,
Okay.
is the queen in danger?
I swear, later we're going to hear on the news report that there's a T-Rex tearing its way up at Arthur's Seat.
Okay, that would be too freaky.
So I'm gonna fire from the top of the T-Rex with my short bow.
Okay, so like I say, no stealth, no sneak attack for this.
Oh, that is
Not great.
Yeah, that is a 13.
Yeah, so as the arrow flies through the air, the seer just like bats it with his staff and bats it down out of the air. Parrying, that's the word I wanted. He parries it with his staff and bats it out of the way. You've got bonus actions, you can do stuff if you want. So if you use your cunning action, you can try and hide if you like. It's up to you.
I'm not sure I'm going to be able to hide on top of a T-Rex.
I'm pretty sure he's focusing on me right now.
That's true, actually.
If you were to hide and like behind,
He recognizes the T-Rex.
he does, yeah.
He looks up at the T-Rex and goes, You again.
Would it be possible to kind of like slip off the T-Rex while he's distracted? Is that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, yeah.
All around you is pretty long grass. You could probably find a rock or an outcrop to hide behind.
Okay, so we'll use cunning action to. I'm looking for the hide action.
Okay, give me an acrobatics check first, just to get down off of the T-Rex.
That is a 23.
You're fine.
Yes.
You can even add like a flip in there.
Definitely.
If you want. Yeah.
So somersault off and land on the ground, and then am I rolling a stealth check now? Is that
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's a natural 1.
Oh. It's such a good performance that he's drawn to it.
I bow for applause. I'm like, oh no. I got too caught up in it.
You stick the landing.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Oh no.
Yeah, okay, so you're not hidden.
So not hidden.
That takes us to Barksby, sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to go right up and bite the bugger.
Thought you might. The T-Rex paces its way right up to the peak.
I'm going to first slap him with my tail. Nice. Which is a 25 to hit.
25 hits.
And then I'll roll for the bite as well. Which is also 25.
Yep.
So for the tail.
So you smack him with your tail, and he comes down from the peak onto that plateau that's just below it. Out below you, you can see a city sprawling in a bay.
13 for the tail.
13 for the tail?
Yep, that's how much damage it does. And then
as you smack him across the face with a tail.
Bite.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, it is. So that's 9, 16.
4d12!
Yeah. 18, 24 plus 7 is 31. And he is grappled.
And he's grappled.
And restrained.
The T-Rex comes down and bites.
Wow.
Nom.
And I hold him there in my mouth.
He's just there like, not again! Okay, that brings us to Harvey's turn. As you see that happening on the top of the hill, the T-Rex is clumping down on this thing.
So with our enemy grappled,
Unrestrained.
right?
Specifically restrained as well.
Yeah. So I decide I'm gonna heal myself a bit
Okay, that's fair.
because I've only got 16 points of hit points left. So I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds at 3rd level, which
It's 3d8, yeah?
Yeah, 3d8. Also, there's Disciple of Life, which the creature gains additional hit points equal to 2
Plus your proficiency modifier, so that's an extra 5.
plus Blessed Healer, which is the same, but for me.
Wow.
I
Okay, so
get
you
it back
get
on
so you get an
myself.
extra 10, so 3d8 plus 10 plus 4. So 3d8 plus 14.
13.
Ooh, good rolls as well.
21
21 total.
plus
Plus 14, so 35.
35.
So as your green energy glows throughout your hands, you start to knit some of the damage that you had done to you by the fire giant, the Bow Street runners,
Just
the
everybody
lightning
I've met
bolts,
over the past couple
The
of hours.
thunder waves, the
They'll take
vine
time.
whips.
the vine whip, the thunder wave.
That friendly fire.
And as my bonus action, can I activate my Totem of the Bear as a bonus action?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What's that do?
So the Totem of the Bear, the dwarf barbarian that I tried to save and failed, but in his dying he saved my life many hours ago now. And he was from a tribe that worship bears, and they all have this bear totem, which after his soul entered into my body, appeared on my chest. So I touch it, and my own magic glows green. The magic of the bear totem glows blue, and sort of mixes, and all my feathers ruffle and have like little, just the edges of them glow slightly as it just sort of washes over me from the totem out. And that means I have resistance to all damage except psychic damage for 1 minute.
Except psychic damage.
Oh,
Okay. Cool, nice. So as that happens, I'm gonna need the T-Rex to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh boy.
I imagine you're pretty strong with wisdom.
No. So that's 8.
8. Okay, DC was 19. So what happens is, as you feel pretty confident that you've got this guy restrained, suddenly he clicks his fingers just in the right hand that was holding the staff, and you feel yourself being pulled. The space itself between you and the seer bends and rifts, and as you watch as you're pulled away, it rifts and starts to disintegrate part of his arm as well. But on top of that, not only has he given himself damage on that, but he's taken himself out of the grapple and restrained. He's no longer in your mouth, and you are 60 feet in the air. You find yourself 60 feet in the air, a falling T-Rex, 60 feet above Arthur's seat. There we are. So that's his turn, pretty much. Very quickly, poise. You're within range for a sneak attack if you want.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
I thought it might be. And then I just want to get back around to Bucks before we finish.
26.
26 definitely hits.
Okay, and that's 1d6 plus 4 plus an extra 5d6. So
what are you going to do? You can always hit your bonus action at the top of your round, so you can try and hide.
21 damage.
21 damage as your arrow Are you trying to hit him anywhere in particular?
I'm just trying to hit the bugger.
Okay, yeah.
He's in my sight. He's moving fast. I just want him to feel pain.
As he begins to get up from his position, he is struck in the side by an arrow, and another arrow flies out of. We'll see if it's out of nowhere. Yes.
14 plus 12, 26.
26. Yes. So another arrow.
That was my stealth.
That was your stealth check. Yeah. So exactly. So. In all of this conundrum, Francesca has hidden herself.
Yes.
And now fires.
Alright, come on. 14 plus 8, that's 22.
22 will hit. So that's, how much was it? 5d6?
Yeah, an extra 5d6.
An extra 5d6, so you need 66 there. I've got 3 here.
I've got 2,
please. Thank you.
Plus this one.
4, 7, 10, 15, plus 4, 19.
19. That's pretty good. 93. Cool. The guy, this Zeuctus, is starting to bleed out of his side as the 2 arrows hit him. And the last thing we're going to do this hour is just the T-Rex falling from the sky. You're not gonna bamf back out of form because you've got way too many hit points for that. But
it's a comical sight.
It's a comical sight. As the T-Rex takes 20 bludgeoning damage as it falls prone on the side of Arthur's seat. And in the middle of this combat, that is where we're going to have to leave this hour of Adventurers Wanted. Really sorry, guys. If you did enjoy the show, though, please do spread the word face-to-face with people and also on your social medias. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch as Adventurers Wanted. We're also on Twitter as Adventurers250, so we've been live streaming and indeed live tweeting the entire thing. We've got 21 hours left, but if you can't come back, you can keep up with the story there. We also have Patreon and a donate button on our website. If you really want to support us, we do this every month in London, and we're trying to bring D&D as a hobby to a wider, more inclusive audience. Looking around me, I know there is a certain stereotype to the people who play D&D. We're trying to break that down. Very quickly, before we go, I'd like to hand over to our players to do a quick plug for something that they're involved with at the Fringe. G, would you like to start us off?
Yeah, it's not a Fringe thing, just have a look at my website. I write stuff and I draw stuff and I put it there. It's macdermog.com. That's MECDERMOG.
Fantastic. Vamp for time, John, or are you ready?
Nearly ready.
Vamp for time, cool.
Okay.
Edward?
Yeah, if you like improv, I'm playing guitar for Tony Slattery tomorrow, Friday and Sunday at Stand 1. So yeah, come and see us. It was a bit of a logistical nightmare last night. Hopefully it'll be less so next time.
Awesome.
Right, so I do a show called Werewolf Live, which is the game Werewolf, but as a theatre show. But tonight, for one night only, we're doing a charity show in the Purple Cow with comedians playing. So we've got Marcus Brigstock, Nish Kumar, Alex Edelman, Louisa Omerland, Laura Lex, Alice Fraser. That's such a good lineup, and it's all for charity. So it's at 11:30 p.m. in the Big Purple Cow, and I'm grabbing my pants. So if anyone that would be fantastic. Thank you.
Fantastic. And Jamie?
If you like dinosaurs, get yourself along to the museum. It's a wonderful day out for folks. And if you want to get more involved with D&D or certainly with local shops and such, there's Black Lion, there's Games Hub, and there's a motley variety of different game cafes throughout the city. Give them a look.
Murphy's Vault.
I've not heard of that one.
There we are.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, in which case the two of you can chat about that in a moment, but the last thing that I need to do is please give a round of applause to our fantastic players who kept up with that breakneck pace.